crying. I feel like I'm bullying a child. This doesn't feel right.
Yes, here we go. Sorry, say again, what are you doing? You're getting this in a row?
I need an extra
You definitely need an extra small. Yes.
I'm assuming I can
Hold it
just
up
try
against your son. Child's robe.
I'm assuming I can just try it on.
That should be fine.
Can I just try it on?
I think so.
Let's just make sure it fits. Because the problem is it might not fit around my bulk ass arms.
That is a cracking fit.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. Does it match my outfit or not?
It does, yes. Pure slivering.
The thing is, it's bright green and then I'm neon green. That's me.
Let's do this.
Do you want to get yours?
Yes.
What are you going to get? Explore more?
So what we just bought, love?
An extortionate amount of things, and
What
I'm
we-
never
what-
going to be able to pay that back.
Yes.
They had to make 40 posters a week, and they had to make posters 18 months before a film was even released. So they had to make these posters when all they literally was read the script and not seen anything. Even the people who were posting for, they hadn't seen the script yet.
Here we go. The mass panic of the muggles.
Want some food?
You'll probably want to stand over there. I'll chat amongst yourselves.
Will do.
Keep coming in, everybody.
Around this side of it.
Okay, lovely. All right, I've got a question for you, and that is, are you excited for your tour today? Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. If I could ask you all now to pop away any phones or cameras.
Now, me and my amazing helpers here are going to welcome you all with the very words that Harry heard when he first arrived at the castle. Welcome to Hogwarts. Fantastic, let's get a big round of applause for my helpers, thank you very much. And yes, do come on in. This is the Great Hall of Hogwarts. This was one of the very first sets ever made for the film series, and as you can probably tell, it's one of the largest. Now, it actually stood on a soundstage for just over 10 years over to your left, before we moved it here, piece by piece, for the tour. Which reminds me, everything you see here is set up exactly as it was during production, which means everything's ready for filming. So if you haven't already, get those phones and cameras out and take as many photos of this amazing set as you possibly can. But don't stop in the doorways, keep making your way all the way into the Great Hall here. We can fit around 400 cast and crew, so there's plenty of room for all of you lot. And if we can get those doors closed, they make a fantastic backdrop for your photos. Now, you've only been in the Great Hall for a matter of moments, but I'm sure that you've all noticed that we are set and ready for our sorting ceremony from the Philosopher's Stone. And just above your head there, we have quite a few candles floating above your head, as they were originally intended to be during the Philosopher's Stone. And by that I mean we really did try and have real candles with real fuel reservoirs that were actually lit on sea. And if you look just past those candles, you might notice that something rather large is missing. The ceiling, yes, which was of course enchanted to look like the night sky, and it would be pretty difficult for us Mongols to fit real clouds and stars under our roof. So this was achieved digitally. But something that is very much real, if you'd all like to give your feet a big stamp for me, is our floor. Yes, this is real York flagstone, the exact type of stone found in real castles up and down the country. Now, our filmmakers realised pretty early on that this floor would need to endure a lot of wear and tear, and it has, of course, survived through some of our most iconic scenes, such as, of course, the sorting ceremony. Now, just for discovering Hogwarts, you are all about to hear the voice of the sorting hat itself, Leslie Phillips. And if you do hear your house, I would like you to give me a nice loud cheer. So, sorting hat, let's see who's first.
I know! Hufflepuff!
No Hufflepuffs? That's a shame. We have our Hufflepuff house here to my left, with Cedric Diggory's costume from the Triwizard Tournament there in the Goblets of Fire. Who's next, sorting hat?
Right there. Ravenclaw!
How's Ravenclaw opposite me there, with a few ghostly members, such as the Grey Lady and even the ghost of the girls' bathroom, Moaning Myrtle, who was, of course, a Ravenclaw. So, sorting hat, who is third?
Okay. Slytherin!
Slytherin, with Draco Malfoy's robes in the centre from the Order of the Phoenix. And you can tell this by the inquisitorial pin badge given to him by Professor Umbridge there. Which means there is only one house remaining, I wonder. Sorting hat, who could it be?
Right there.
It's Explore Squad.
Right.
Okay.
Gryffindor!
Yes, very excited Gryffindor over there. Fantastic.
Boo bitch. Oh my god, plot twist all along I'm Harry Potter. No, Voldemort.
Oh, that took a wrong turn, didn't it? Enjoying this?
They scrubbed the material with sandpaper and a wire brush. A bit tattered at the bottom, but it's
all costumes from Earldom 4. Do you know what that was?
that conductor.
What do you call him?
Steps away.
Little guy.
In fact, it's fairly common.
Can't remember his name. I remember that.
Somewhere different entirely. Come this way and see for yourself. Just try not to go left.
Getting a bit dark.
It moves.
I can't see it.
It moves. It moves. It moves like
It goes woof like that. So you probably can't see it, but everything on that back shelf's pretty much like Tokyo's kitchen. It's random shit thrown in a jar.
carbonara.
Either that or some mushrooms.
That's Dale's.
There's got some mushrooms going on in here. See that armour over there? She's gagging for a picture, look, peeps. Where do you want it? Just here. Be ready for a new battery soon. Gryffindor dormitory.
Next to his bed, he has his favourite Quidditch team, which is the Chudley Cannons. So you've got those all next to his bed with little flags. The next bed over is Harry Potter's bed. Now the Dursleys don't treat him or shower him with gifts, so he doesn't have much to personalise his bed just yet. So he's just got his wash bag and his tie next to his bed. The next one over here
is Dean Thomas. Now, Dean Thomas was actually brought up in the Muggle world, so he prefers football over Quidditch. So he has West Ham United all over his bed covers. He also has the scarf just around his rose on the side there, and apparently inside his cupboards he does have some West Ham United flags in there as well. The last bed we have in here is Neville Longbottom. Now Neville's a little bit of a scatterbrain. He leaves things everywhere, so he's not the tidiest next to his bed. So he has lots of pieces of entomology, but he also has just bits of brushes. He's got his dressing gown just thrown over the bed. These robes are sort of in a pile in the corner over here. So those little details show you that it's on Neville. He throws everything everywhere. Now, as I say, this has been nice and light, so it actually lifts up on stilts. The wooden beams that we have here are actually made out of foam. They are not wooden beams. So it's a special foam, EU foam, that then hardens. We can then plaster it and then paint it to whichever texture we need.
So here we have the Bulldog staircase.
Look at all those chickens. What, on one battery? Have you got them on the battery?
Yeah, I've got the batteries.
There's a thing to dip your
There you
head
go.
in.
Get your head in that.
Look at all those chickens. What? It smells like one. What do I do for looking in a minute to see my own reflection? See how I'm not scared.
Who knows?
자동차는 안 움직이나?
알면 좋겠는데 저거. 이 사람 그 사람. So does that show? Look in there. Oh, you have to proper wave it for it to do it. If I slow down, if I speed up, look, it does it faster. That's sick, and then as soon as I stop, it stops. Oh, wow, so this is...
It's not every day your young man turns 11, though, is it? Martin, Harry, you wouldn't be talking about me, though, would you? You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
As seen in Harry Potter, definitely Harry's like taking his not much. Oh, that's my favourite bit.
Yeah, don't look at that. Don't look at this. You need to go that.
No, it's alright, because I'm pretty much revealed everything on TikTok anyway.
Hello everyone, if you want to gather around the centre stage in the Ministry of Magic, just between the Malfoy Manor and Umbridge's office, I'm going to be telling you some more about some secrets of how we created everyone's favourite half-giant, Hagrid. So, Hagrid was played by the late great Robbie Coltrane, who was a tall man standing at around 6'2", but that wasn't quite tall enough to be a half-giant. So what they had to do is that they hired a size double for him by the name of Martin Bayfield, who you see on the screen just next to me here. Martin Bayfield was an ex-England rugby player who stood at around 6'10", but that still wasn't quite tall enough to be a half-giant. So what they did is that they added stilts into his boots, they padded out his jacket, and they faced another issue. You can see from this image here that Martin Bayfield looks nothing like Robbie Coltrane. So what they also had to do is that they added a prosthetic head that resembled Robbie Coltrane's face. So they used Martin for any scene of Hagrid that would have been at a distance or from behind, so they could then interconnect it with scenes of Robbie Coltrane's performance to give the iconic performance that we know and love. A couple of examples are in the Philosopher's Stone, where Hagrid is dragging the Christmas tree, to where he's waving goodbye to the Hogwarts Express, all the way to later in the films when he is dancing the night away with Madame Maxime. These were all Martin Bayfield to just show his sheer size difference between him and the other characters within the scene. The task of creating the prosthetic head for Hagrid was given to the Creatures Department, led by Nick Dudman, and in the Philosopher's Stone they created what was affectionately known as a dead head, which you can see just behind me here. So you can see it has no emotion, no animation, but Alfonso Cuarón, the director of The Prisoner of Azkaban, came along and decided that he wanted to have some more animation in the half-giant's face. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you right now. So you can see here, we can have the eyes blink, we can have the eyebrows move, we can have the mouth move, and he could even smile. So they really wanted to make as realistic and authentic as a performance as possible. They also added voice activation from the third film, so when Martin Bayfield read Hagrid's lines, the mouth would move in time, so it would give something for the actors on set to react to, and they could also see it on camera if it was at a distance as well, while still using Martin Bayfield. The head itself was first created by making a mold of Martin Bayfield's head so it would fit him perfectly. They then created a layer of silicone over the top, and then Joe Scott, the animatronics designer, added in the little servos and motors so they could individually control each of the individual parts of his face. And that was done with this remote that you see right here, so they could very specifically control to give as much emotion and range as possible. So, you might be wondering, it probably got very hot and stuffy, especially if it was a hot day like today, you're on set, you're under studio lights, so they wanted to make sure they could keep Martin Bayfield as cool and comfortable as possible. So they did this by adding 2 internal fans into Hagrid's head, along with some holes in the top and the back of the head so it would blow out any of the CO2 and the hot air, so there was always ventilation within the head, and they would only put the head on just as they were about to start filming. The jacket had the same treatment. They had a water cooling system which pumped cold water around his body to make sure that it was kept cool and comfortable at all times. He also had an earpiece so he could communicate with the cast and crew easily, and they also developed their own sign language so he could let everyone know if he was having any problems whilst wearing the costume and the head as well. So, they also, as well as making the 2 costumes, we got the large one worn by Martin Bayfield, and we got the smaller one worn by Robbie Coltrane. They also made 2 of each set prop costume, so they could make sure that they were really showing the size difference. So the Hagrid's hut that you've been past today, that was actually an 18% larger version of Hagrid's hut that would have been used for any scenes with Martin Bayfield and also the young actors Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson and Rupert Grint to show how drastic the size difference between the characters were. So an example being when Ron is throwing up those slugs, that would have been in the Hagrid's hut that you have just walked past today. They also created 2 of every prop. We got his iconic umbrella, the larger one was held by Martin Bayfield, the smaller one by Robbie Coltrane, and the same with the flowers from the Goblet of Fire as well. They also created a size difference using a technique called force perspective, so they used different camera angles to make it look like certain characters were bigger or smaller than the other, and you can try that out at our Hagrid's table just behind you, and if you sit in the closer chair, it makes you look larger than if you sit on the bench at the back. So, that is how they made Hagrid in the movies. But I'm going to send you over to Ginny if you would like to find out some more behind the scenes info of how they created one of the most iconic special effects in the film series.
It's just a little pan. Then I could go again. I'm here. What?
Looks like. I'm gonna stop playing that music every time. Wait. Every day. Put it on. This is too late. That's I'm crying. Go in here. I like trains. Why am I too deaf?
Why are you two?
Because I like
Oh, there you go, look. Here, look. Come on.
I need a picture, don't I?
Go on then, you've got everything ready. We're going on the train. Are you ready for sure?
More money to spend.
I don't know if this costs though. I think this is part to do with. You are? Already?
Francis of YouTube. I am the female Francis.
Oh my god!
Me when I see that. YouTube my heart.
Well, I don't remember seeing security cameras in films. After that.
How about you guys together?
Yeah. Well, let me go with family.
Just to thank you so much. Thank you.
Right,
Gonna go in the railway shop.
Yes. Yes.
Hadi aici, atunci când va veni de mentorul.
Da, tati. Vai. A, te înghitați apa în sticlă, știi?
See that one this one we're using, that's fun.
Dar să-i ține în alt, să știți.
Oh no, this one.
What's happened to it?
What? They put it down so you can look in.
No, like the colour.
Oh, because that's from Azkaban one, that's what windows. ISO. Yeah, yeah. There we go, got butterfly one.
Co și za tu robicie pieniędzy.
Oh, do it for you. Oh, gummy snakes, I'd love one.
Mama, Doamne fer, telefon telefonul nu mai pe nimeni.
Uite, Deadly Part 2.
Definitely Hallows Part 2. You can't look in this one, you.
Dacă să mai departe să vadă că e drept.
Vrei singură?
Și tu, și tu, și tu.
Hai. Nu. Thank you so much.
Are you going? Yeah, toilets. So you've actually got a toilet on train. Another green screen. Let's go. I don't know. You want to get a photo up front of the train then, yeah?
To Filey because they have one of the original steam trains and we need to walk down there and he's like this and film it.
Like a Cypress Hill concert in here.
Do you know what I can smell?
You know what I can smell? Teen Spirit.
Can you?
It smells like Teen Spirit anyway.
It smells like robbery to the right.
It does smell like robbery. I mean, everything here is absolutely overpriced to death. Gonna slice some stuff what I'm not supposed to be taking videos of. Oh, green screen. So you can pay like 20 or 40 quid to sit on a train and pretend that it's moving. We'll green screen that when we're at home. But here we go, got more parts at train here.
Yeah, we had to get the Azkaban post.
Oh yeah. That's one, first film.
You're kind of scary with no face.
It does make it a bit weird, doesn't it?
Do you know what's down there?
No.
Food.
Grab that. We'll try to take photos and do this and then. Oh my god, the sticky trainer. Not a clue. But now that's getting cut out, isn't it? 100%. The Backlot Cafe.
Let me read the menu.
To be fair, price doesn't seem that bad.
It's busy. I've waited the past 3 hours.
Oh, that's good actually.
And you get
Includes a tankard, yeah. So from shop they're offering you one bottle for £5 odd just for a bottle, whereas here you actually get a cup
get a
for
butterbeer because they do
£6.99.
butterbeer ice cream. So then if I like it, I'll take it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what this nosh is about. That is not what we're starting this video on.
Glory River Drive. Oh, the queue's like that. How did you get away? Where away?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll get some photos of that afterwards. Hey? Looking for abandoned cars?
We're in the wrong place.
So man. I think it really matters. Come on, lass. Now we are going into the greenhouses. Let's go.
They brought out security controls on that back bit now, look.
That's because we went round back, peeps. We went where we're supposed to be.
But there's no signs. They should make it obvious.
Especially with slithering, right? Slithering into where it should be.
Because I'm wild.
Slithering into where it should be.
Tokyo style.
What?
God, I look fabulous with string.
I know.
Hermione Granger.
I'm taking piss.
Tokyo Granger.
You're gonna have someone's eye out with that. Yes. You ready?
Which one is it? This one?
Which one is it? This one? See that mud came up there as well with it. Right then, lass. Move up a bit. I think so.
That one's
Hang on.
quiet. That one's too quiet.
Look at me. Hang on, leave it up.
I feel like I'm doing it.
was used to Italians to be petrified to their original state. It's also quite dangerous. The mandrake's cries are fatal to anyone who hears it.
Let's go. Got it.
Right, let's get to rest of talk now.
Yeah, apparently we're only halfway through yet and it's 4 o'clock.
It closes at 10, so we're
Oh
actually
look,
alright.
cars freed up, so we're gonna get Tokyo in there now.
It closes at 10 though, so we've got another 6 hours.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
These are like drops and stuff. Andres. Andres. Oh, that is the shreddiest Dementor I've ever seen.
got words right.
Then advice teachers send them dozen live beforehand. It's a bit like a military campaign. We'd have our makeup arriving in one place, and then we'd be marched to set where we'd have our contact letters printed. And then finally, just before the cameras roll, it's easy. And at the end of the day, we do the entire thing again, but in reverse. Now, confidence can speak on our own, because there is a live agent in the making.
God, that must be so good.
This is gallium nitride. Now, as most of the pieces you see around static figures, in other words, they don't move. Harry Potter was also called for creations of seven gallium nitride.
The person had to wear that and then move like this.
While the design team is busy figuring out what the fridge will look like from the outside, other people are starting to try and figure out how to squeeze all of this on the inside. Mate, you can't just run down to your local canvas.
Finally, I changed things. Tell you some of the machine use it like Nicky Jimmy. It's no time really.
Just a guy.
So, yeah, there we go. We start off as that, become this, and then eventually,
Trying to get this to the point. Oh, maybe it's not slipping off.
because they're from Hungary.
The hungry, look at him, you can see the bell.
That's not a dragon, that's a fucking horse.
Same thing.
It's a fucking fresh drum.
No, but look, it's Hungarian, it's hungry.
It's a fresh drum.
It's hungry. Oh, yeah.
That's it, Hungarian hotel.
It's hungry.
Dum dum dum.
A ty chcesz właśnie go patrzeć.
What about that, love?
Wow. I like him in the costume.
Yeah, alright, yeah, alright.
Have I seen this bit?
Yes. Well, let's hope there's not much left because my phone's died.
Let's go.
Let's go. Stinks of farts, man. And then this is all below.
Yeah, I've seen this bit.
Huh?
I've seen this one.
Green screen. To do that, we had to put the roll card onto a 6-axis motion base, which will go up and down, round and round, over quite a wide range of axis points. There was no way we could physically build a set large enough to then film a practical vault travelling at such speeds. Stuart Craig had built a scaled replica. We scanned that and used that as a template for designing the movement of the cart and where it would travel. We put the actors on the cart, and then the cart follows the route of the imaginary one, so we get exactly the correct flow and movement that's required. We also wanted to use the space and really show how dynamic the cart was moving and how big the space was. So we did a lot of swooping camera moves through the space where you really got a sense of the scale of the cart within the vast cavernous space. And this allowed us to shoot quite freely without sort of any kind of limitations on what the camera or the cart could do. For the most part, the Harry Potter films got probably the best combination of real effects and visual effects in the film together.
Yo.
Why is everything different colours?
Yeah, just because don't look, stop reading. Stop reading numbers.
By the time this video goes up, I've watched them. I'm gonna get called a fake Harry Potter fan.
I don't even know what's going on here. I'm lost.
And then the shelving inside had that very fine carbon effect on it.
So,
some of the students quite
oh yeah. So all these Jonas is a coach list.
So there are two big challenges with this treasure. First, the volume of treasure and the idea of its expansion. But then also the fact that there's the safety aspect of the kids being inside of it. If you made the pieces fall real out of metal and brass, it would actually be quite dangerous. So we had to rubberize all of the pieces that they were going to be into. Obviously, there was a lot of CGI involved because although we could make treasure grow in a heap, making the individual things ping off one another and multiply had to be a CGI effect.
The replicating treasure was something that we knew we could achieve in a computer, but the biggest problem actually was the fact that we needed Harry to climb across the treasure to get to the Horcrux. So we had to physically create the illusion that it's the treasure underneath him that's actually lifting him up.
And we had to build a set 9 feet up in the air to get the platforms to work that JR was going to put underneath for the element of the gold increasing inside the set.
We built into the floor of the set 4 electronic scissor lifts, and each scissor lift had a hinged table that extended onto the next one. And we had 4 of these through the set so that you could go up in stages. Then we covered those areas with a net and tied onto the net the treasure. Then we put on top of that loose treasure. So as we saw Harry trying to get to the cup at the back of the set, we could make the treasure appear to grow throughout the scene.
We probably manufactured 60 or 70,000 pieces to create that volume.
And then on top of that, CGI guys added more treasure reproducing itself so that you'd got a sense of movement, replication, and growth all in the one sequence.
So visual effects would work with what we provided. So all the pieces we had, they would scan.
To stop reading things.
You're reading?
Yes, I'm discovering the entire movie.
you need to stop reading. Oh, I said random photo, yeah, but... feel like we've just missed it.
projector screen. Read what that poster said. Subscribe to Tokyo Matilda.
Stop plugging yourself in that video. Is it even an Urbex video? Oh shit.
How scary. Hey Dad, I got my one.
She's here, look. Owls. You don't know what that was then? That shot?
Pygmy hedgehogs.
You just seen Pygmy and got excited, didn't you?
Pygmy means hedgehog.
Fish. Nice fish. Oh, well this gets a bit more than good. The night bus sequence.
Well, come on then.
It's nice. Just like scripts and stuff, innit?
So that was literally what they were doing.
Yeah.
Production designer that is responsible for setting up every scene, designing and booking the sets.
What's up with you?
What?
What's up with you?
I was in my own Because what?
What was that?
You weren't really expecting it to get me that way. I'm just staring at it.
Go around it. See what's happening.
There's something at the bottom.
There's something at the bottom. So I wonder if that, you know, when they did all outside photos and stuff, and videos, I wonder if this is what they used. You're zooming in on bricks.
Yeah, that's some good brickwork. That's me in there making cheese straws and bread.
Making cheese straws and bread?
Yeah, man.
Look at trees.
Yeah, this will be how they do the outside shots, isn't it? This model was filmed for the green screen.
Huh. That's mad. That's mad. It probably did get broke. Probably all it came in parts, maybe. Yeah, that was sick. I didn't expect seeing that.
Nor did I.
Yeah, scrap by piece by piece. It'd be a big cardboard box anyway to fit all that in.
25 feet to the top of the tallest spire. If you look when you get to the boathouse, if you crouch down and look inside on the back.
Oh. You're gonna be chicken in there and see wins.
Oh, what? You winning.
You got your bead?
No, where'd you go?
Not a clue.
Is that what you're getting in this?
What? Somebody put a red one in the yellow one. That's a little house from Gryffindor.
Whoever's putting red in.
So yeah, everyone seems to. Oh. I think it's fair to say who's going to win that though. Let's be honest with you. Let's be honest. So what do you think?
Good. Shits and giggles.
What?
Shits and giggles.
Shits and gigs. So yeah, we're back where we started. Back in the store. Is you?
Yeah.
Oh, Brill. Is that Harry Potter world?
Yeah.
Yes. Big ass dragon. So yeah, not your usual Urbex video. Something completely different. I don't think there's many people who've going to be uploading this. I hope not anyway, so fingers crossed. Don't know what to say. Can't wait for a fag. Oh yeah, subscribe to this little shit as well. Tokyo Matilda.
Subscribe to Book Beak Explode.
Yeah, and on that note.